Chapter 12, Lesson 1, Theories of Motivation. Let's start by the first thing for today. What's meant by motivation? Motivation include the various physiological and psychological factors that cause us to act a certain way at a certain time. So everybody of us needs motivation in order to move in his life, in order to do certain tasks in his life. If you are not motivated enough, you won't be able to work. So motivation is an internal state that activates behavior and directs it toward a goal. So if you have a goal in life, you need to be motivated. For example, you can see someone studying all weekend while her friends or his friends are relaxing. You will know that this person has a strong desire to get high grades. So we conclude that this person is motivated by his or her desire. So if you are motivated with any kind of motivation, you'll be able to achieve your goal in life. This is what's meant by motivation. Everybody has his own motivation in order to move in his life. For example, if I am motivated to get higher grades, to join the medicine faculty or whatever the faculty you're going to be joining, you will find yourself studying most of the time in order to have the scores needed in order to join this college or this faculty or whatever. So everybody has a certain motivation in his life. Conclude. What's meant by conclude? To conclude is to decide or to believe something as a result of what you have heard or seen. So when you are concluding something in your mind, it means that you have believed something or you have decided something. That's why you have a conclusion or a conclude. What's meant by a motive? A motive is a reason for doing something. So the motive is something behind motivation. Motivation is a process, but the motive is the reason. In the year of 1900, a psychologist called William McDougall proposed that humans were motivated by a variety of instincts. It means that you have your motive inside you, okay? They are instincts. So that's came up with the instinct theory. What are the instincts? Instincts are natural or inherited tendencies that determine behavior. So you have that tendency inside you. It is natural or inherited from your parents. It helps you in order to find what are you going to do or what are you going to be dealing with. So your instinct, something natural coming from the inside, whether it's natural or inherited. You know William James, we have already studied William James before, the father of psychology. He proposed that humans have instincts such as cleanliness, curiosity, potential love, social ability, and sympathy. All of these are instincts. They are coming from inside. But do humans really have instincts? What are they? Can instincts predict human behavior? Can instincts explain human behavior? Yes, we all have the instincts inside us. You'll find yourself having one of these, whether cleanliness, the instinct of being clean all the time, curiosity, you are always eager, you want to know something about everything, potential, you're having potential, love, social ability, the social ability in order to be dealing with others, or the empathy, if you are having empathy for others. So we all have all of these instincts inside us. You maybe have one or two, you maybe have only one, or you maybe have a lot or all of these instincts inside you. But these instincts will describe only behavior. It means, for example, if I have the social ability instincts, you'll find yourself having many friends. You need all the time to have friends. Why do we need all the time to have friends? Because I have inside me the social ability instincts. I can't live without my friends. I can't live without a family. The sympathy, if you're having the instinct sympathy, you'll find yourself all the time having sympathy for everybody. If you're curious, you'll find yourself sticking your nose at everyone's business. You're curious. You want to know everything about everybody. So it's an instinct, you have to fulfill it. So it describes your behavior. So whatever behavior you are having, this have an instinct behind it. Why isn't instinct theory used to explain motivation anymore? So motivation is different from behavior. And instincts do not explain behavior, they only label it. Label it means it give it a title, but it doesn't explain the behavior. It only, I say, for example, you are having the instinct of sympathy because you love animals. You have the instinct of social ability because you want to have many friends. So I only label it, give it a title, but it doesn't explain the behavior. Why I do this, why I have this. No, it doesn't explain the behavior. Drive reduction theory. So we have moved from the instinct theory, this is our theories of motivation, to the drive reduction theory. Something that motivates us to do an action. So this is not behavior. Now I'm talking about the action. Something that motivates us to do an action. But the instinct theory, it's an instinct inside us to do behavior, certain behavior. But here it's different. It's not permanent. It drives us to do an action. The thing that motivates us starts with a need, you having a need that leads you to drive. A need produces a drive. You'll find out now how does a need produce a drive. A drive is an internal condition that can change over time and orients an individual toward a specific goal or goals. So we having a drive inside us which direct us into goals. So we have different drives with different goals. An example for a drive, hunger. If you're hungry, it will direct you to a goal. Your goal will be eating. Okay? If you are hungry, it will direct you into eating. We have the scientist which is called Clark Hull. Clark Hull traced motivation back to basic psychological needs or physiological needs. According to Hull, when an organism is deprived of something it needs or wants, such as food or water, it becomes tense and agitated to relieve this tension. So what does Hull said? He said that if you are in need of deprived from your needs, your essential needs, such as food or water, you will become very tension. In order to relieve this tension, you need to have the thing you're asking for, whatever the thing is, food, water, or whatever. This biological need drive an organism to act. In order to reduce needs, an organism strives to maintain homeostasis. So if you are having a drive inside you, you need to fulfill this drive. So you need to work harder in order to fulfill it, which is called homeostasis. The homeostasis is a tendency of the body to remain in or to maintain a balanced state. So let me ask you, are you following with me? You're following?
Yes.
Okay, so up till now we have two theories for motivation. We have the instinct motivation, which is coming from the inside, and the drive reduction theory. Who can tell me what you know about the instinct theory? Anybody understood something from the instincts? Is it coming from the inside or outside? The instinct theory, is it coming from the inside or the outside? Abdurrahman Walid?
Inside.
Yasin? Yes, Yasin. Okay. Yes, it's coming from the inside, which drives you to label your behavior. It explains your behavior? No, it doesn't explain the behavior. It only tells you why you're acting the way it is. About the drive reduction theory, it's different because it motivates you to do an action. It motivates you to do an action. Okay, let's continue. Okay, the drive reduction theory, when the behavior reduces the drive, the organism will begin to acquire the habit. That's when the drive again felt. What does it mean this? We said the drive comes from inside and it drives you to do an action because you are having a special need. For example, a drive like hunger will lead you to eat, which is the action. What are you going to learn from this? You're going to be acquiring a habit. So next time, if you are hungry, you'll know what are you going to do. If I feel hungry, I should eat. So after you knew the drive and you did the action, you will be able to identify how to fulfill or how the drive is filled. The drive reduction theory states that infants are attached to their mother. Why infants are attached to their mothers more than anybody? Because mothers relieve their such drives. Your mother will relieve your drives as hunger, thirst, and their need for love. So we have different drives, but one of the main essential drives are hunger and thirst and the need of love. Who is the person who fulfills these needs will be the mother. That's why especially infants are very attached to their mother. Why? Because she's the person who is fulfilling their drives. And he needed to, a scientist called Harlow, he needed to prove that his theory is right, the drive reduction theory. How did he prove it? He did an experiment, which I told you about it in the class before, the experiment of the baby monkey. Harlow took a baby monkey away from their mother. He took them away from their mother and he put them alone in a cage with two surrogates. A surrogate is a substitute mother that are made mostly of wires. So he brought a real monkey, an animal, and he put it in a cage with two surrogate mothers. And I told you that surrogate mothers are substitute mothers. These mothers are made of wires, okay? One of the wired mother were equipped with a bottle with water, a formula. If the drive reduction theory was right, the monkey would only be attached to this figure. Why? Because it is the only source of food. So one of them was having a food or a bottle with a formula, milk formula for food. So if the drive reduction theory is right, if we are going after our food and our hunger, suppose that the monkey will be attached to the first figure, which has a food. What about the other mother? The other wire mother was covered with soft cloth, but couldn't provide food to relieve their hunger. The scientist has made test after test, but the baby monkey preferred to cling to the cloth mother, not the mother with the bottle, particularly when strange, frightening objects were put in their cage, which proves that the monkey will be more attached to the soft mother, to the drive of love, not the drive of hunger. Why? Because it proves that animals or persons in general, they need love more than hunger. It's their essential need. That's why the monkey was clinging to the close mother more than the other mother with the bottle. And his clinging was raising while they put strange frightening objects in the cage. This was the Harlow experiment, the cloth and the wire mother. Okay, that's all for our lesson today. I will continue this lesson, inshallah, next session, and I will start revising. Anyone wants to ask any question about this lesson? Does anyone want to ask any question about this lesson?
No, thank you.
Okay, don't forget about your late homeworks. This is your last chance in order to submit all of your homeworks. Also, don't forget about the project. I will give you a brief idea about your project, very brief idea about it. Actually, our project is about Maslow pyramids. I will tell you here the project note. It's term 2 project. It's very important to be submitting this project. Okay. I will be sharing. Okay. Now this is the project. You are kindly be noted that you need to write a research. The research about the hierarchy of needs as identified and developed by the American psychologist Maslow. This is a very important or a very famous psychologist. Maslow believed that all people have 5 levels of needs. If you are going to fulfill your needs, like the motivation, we are having 5 levels, which is physiological, safety, love and belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualization. It begins with the physiological needs. Then we need to be safe. Then comes the third one, which is love and belonging. Then comes the fourth one, you need to achieve or to complete the level of the self-esteem. And the last one will be the self-actualization. Maslow described these needs in an ascending pyramid or hierarchy. Maslow taught that only when the lower levels of need are fulfilled, we can move up to the higher stages, which means he said that our needs are in a form of a pyramid. It started with the physiological needs and ends with the self-actualization. You cannot move from the step of the pyramids until you fulfill the first one. So we need to fulfill level by level. So according to Maslow's theory, our physiological needs are the most basic. You need to be not hungry, not thirsty, sleep well, and all of your physiological needs to be fulfilled. Until our need of food and sleep, for example, is met, we can think about higher needs and desires, such as developing our confidence, getting a job, or becoming involved in a relationship. Our highest need, according to Maslow, is the need to be our best selves. So you're going to write a research, not less than 100 words, about this pyramid. Please, I want you to draw the pyramid inside your research, clarifying all the needs you need, which needs to be fulfilled. Your deadline for submitting the project will be 11th of January, and projects should be sent only through my email. Okay, this is all about the project. You'll find this Word document already uploaded to the project folder and on your SMS folder. All right, Term 2 project. I want you to start working on your project. If you're facing any difficulties, don't hesitate to contact me. Okay, anyone wants to ask any question about the project? Grade 11, anyone wants to ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, see you next session, inshallah.
Sure.
Bye.